Well, hello, this is Rosa, rcgkreations. How you doing? We're going to be doing some bacon today. Getting ready for next week's work week. Going to be making some homemade from scratch biscuits out of my Betty Crocker cookbook. And I'm charging up my little mini blender to make some buttermilk. These are going to be buttermilk biscuits. Okay, so let's get started. I've already pre-measured everything. It's asking for 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour. I've got the baking soda and the baking powder on top. So 1 3/4. I'm just double checking my recipe because I never made this one, so I want to make sure I'm doing it good right. Okay, heat oven. The oven's already on because I line my cookie sheet with parchment paper. Then I put my slices of bacon on top and I make the whole thing at one time. And that gets everything done for 1 whole pound of bacon. I'm also making my homemade breakfast sausage. I'll put a link in the description to that video where I made my own homemade breakfast sausage. It's pork sausage. Okay, so heat oven to 450. We're going to cut in the shortening into the flour, the baking powder, and the salt. Oh, I didn't add the salt. No, I didn't add the salt yet. 3/4 teaspoon of salt. 3/4 teaspoon. So we do 1/4 3 times. 1, 2. Oops. Ah! My little recipe holder tray just fell. Let me bring that back up because I need that. Since I'm so new at this, I always like to double check myself. Okay. Alrighty, so now we're going to cut in, there's a glare there. 1/3 cup of shortening. And get a clean towel. This is brand new clean. And wipe this up. Just a spoon so I can scoop out my shortening because I don't want to break this little plastic thing. It's called a leveler for your measuring spoons. And I'm using my traditional old Crisco. I was raised with that. Mom used it. Her grandmom used it, so I use it. Of course, you use whatever one, and if you're lucky enough to make your own lard, I'm happy for you. Someday, I probably will not in my lifetime learn how to do it. I've seen a bunch of videos on how to do it, but we just don't have the resources to do it. Okay. That's close enough to 1/3 cup. Come on, fall off. You notice how I talk to my stuff like it's going to talk back to me? It's like I'm learning to talk to the plants out in my garden. I don't know. They're paying attention to me, but I do know they don't give me no sass and don't give me no back talk. Okay. So that one's done. Get my clean towel. Close this back up and let's get this out of the way. My measuring spoons out of the way. I don't need them. Don't need those. Those are all dirty dishes. That's dirty because I want to make room to show you. I did spill flour everywhere. Someday, I'm still thriving to be not such a messy cook. So I've got my pastry, some kind of a pastry tool this is, and it cuts in the shortening with the flour. So I'm just going to cut in the shortening with all the flour, the baking soda. You want a little pebble-like consistency where it all incorporates together. Okay, just cut the shortening into the flour, baking powder, and salt with pastry blender and mix And mixture resembles fine crumbs. So like I said, it's going to look like a bunch of little tiny little pebbles. And we're already starting to see some little pebbles. You see that? Let me get that off of there. Ever so often you want to clean out your pastry cutter. That's what they call it, pastry cutter. Okay. I'm trying to make this video quick and short. I definitely want it under my 15 minutes. And actually, I think I've incorporated all of it because I have a bunch of little pebbles. Make sure you get all the way down to the center of the flour bowl, the bowl where the flour is at. And I'm pushing down and picking up so everything is incorporated with each other. Move this around, do the same thing. Give a little twist to your wrist, just a little one. Whoop, I almost had a spillage. Saved it. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more. I'll bring you back when we get to the next phase, which is, the next phase is just basically you stir in the buttermilk. Okay, my thing is ready, so I can make my buttermilk, stir in the milk, and stir in just enough milk so the dough leaves the side of the bowl and rounds up into a ball. Too much milk makes the dough sticky, not enough makes it dry. On the buttermilk recipe, it says you decrease the baking powder to 2 teaspoons and add 1/4 teaspoon baking soda to the flour mixture. You substitute the buttermilk for the milk, but the rest is basically the same. So we'll bring you back when we get to that part, and then we're going to lay the biscuits on the cookie sheet. So we'll bring you back. Okay, we're back. I got all my little crumbles, all of my little beads in there on the flour, shortening. Okay, now it says stir in just enough milk so the dough leaves the sides of the bowl and rounds up into a ball. So I'm not going to pour all of it. I'm going to put this on my towel. I don't want a big mess on my kitchen table. So okay, looks pretty good, pretty easy. I think I need a little bit more milk. Here's a piece of powder that didn't mix very well. Let me just mix it up in the mix. I'll mix it with my fingers. Now, I've watched a couple of videos, so I think I have this. I know what I'm looking for. Because it just says stir in just enough milk so dough leaves the side of the bowl and rounds up into a ball. So it's not there yet. Okay. Starting to form into a ball, and it's definitely releasing itself from the sides of the bowl. So that part's working. So I think I just need to work this a little bit more. And it rounds up into a ball. Too much milk can make it dough sticky. Not enough milk will make the biscuits dry. I definitely don't want no dry biscuits. The whole thing's not shaping into a whole thing. It says the whole thing's supposed to shape into a ball. So let's do a little bit more milk. Okay, here it comes. There we go. Now it's starting to go into a ball. Yep, I just needed a little bit more milk. Okay, let's get the last part of this. Let me just add a tad more milk on the bottom of the bowl. It looks like it's going to use almost all of that milk. Okay, now we got our bowl. I think now we got our bowl, our ball. And it's all sticking to each other. So this looks about good. Okay, so turn the dough into a lightly creased flour. I'm just going to use my table, which I already cleaned prior to getting this started. So I'm going to just do a little bit of light dusting of flour. Oh, you know what? You can't even see me. Let me get this out of the way. That's my dirty dishes. Get my towel. Let's move this over here so you can see. Because it says here, you turn the dough into a lightly floured surface. You're going to knead it about 10 times, and then that's it. You don't want to over knead it. Let me just get this out of the way because I got to make room for my cookie sheet to replace the biscuits. So now I'm kneading it. Oops. Little spill. We're good. It was a little tiny one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's good. So let's get this out of the way. I'm going to wipe this down. I don't want any flour on the bottom of my cookie pan. It says, oh, I need to cut the biscuits with my biscuit cutter. Let me go grab that. And you're going to place it on an ungreased cookie sheet, about 1 inch apart. It's crusty sides. Oh, about 1 inch apart for crusty sides, touching for soft sides. So I want to make my biscuits soft, so I'm going to have them touch. So let me bring you right back because I got to go get my biscuit cutter. I'll bring you right back. Okay. I forgot I got to roll the dough. So let me get a little flour on my rolling pin. And it says roll about 1/2 inch thick. If anybody knows, let me know. Is this what it's supposed to look like? See, it's all cracked up and stuff. That part I never saw. A lot of the videos that I've seen didn't show any. I didn't see any videos where it showed you what it's supposed to look like. And this is one of the things that I'm doing for myself because I'm new at this. So I know what it looks like the next time I make it. Because until I get used to making it, I won't know what it looks like. It's supposed to make about a dozen biscuits. Okay, yeah, you can still see me. I'm in frame. Good to go. And 1/2 inch thick. 1/2 inch is kind of thick. There's no way I'm going to get 12 biscuits out of this 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to make them a little skinnier. We'll see if it works. I really don't know. I could have got my little pastry sheet out, but it's like, this is just a small little batch. I think we're good. I have my cookie sheet right here, some parchment paper. So I've got my biscuit cut. Well, it also depends on what size biscuits you're cutting. Because I got my big one. Whoops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's not going to be 8. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and I want them to touch because I want them to be soft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should be able to get, oh, that one broke. That came apart. Just squeeze this together because I want the whole thing to cook as one round biscuit. Let's move these down just a tad. I like these pre-cut parchment sheets. It really makes your job so much easier. Okay, there we go. Now there's no way I'm going to get 12 out of this. But then also they could be using, it doesn't say what size pastry cookie cutter. It just says cookie cutter, but it doesn't say what size. So if I got the smaller size for sure, because this one has like, this kit has I think like 6 different sizes. Okay, so let's knead that together. Don't want to over knead it because it says don't over knead. I don't know how to roll. But I'm getting better. That piece of dough just doesn't want to, keeps on wanting to stick. There we go. Let's move this, let me get some more flour. Another thing is, how much pressure do you put when you're cutting out your biscuit dough? Do you put a lot of pressure in it, or you just let it stretch on its own? Because I know that's got something to do with the gluten in it. I want these to be all pretty much basically the same. That's not touching the same size. And I want to bake them all at the same time too. So that's pretty good. There. Let me go get my other cookie sheet, because it's going to have enough room for 2 more. Maybe 1 more, maybe 2. Okay, here we go. So there's that one that's kind of broken. Let's pinch it together so it bakes up good. You know what, I'm going to do these crunchy, these 2 by itself. And let's taste it, see what the difference is. And you want to bake them to the golden brown, which is about 10 to 12 minutes. My oven's ready. I did turn the oven off when I was baking the bacon and the sausage. I turned it off so I could easily get to 450 pretty quickly. So I think that's good enough right there. There we go. We're going to set those 2 apart. And I'm just going to hand press this one myself, just so we have a 3rd little biscuit. It's going to be a little bit odd, but that's okay. The big thing is, I don't really care what it looks like. I care what it tastes like. So I'm just going to I'm doing the best that I can. Don't judge me, please. Okay, my oven's ready. Okay, so let's move this one right there. Oh, this one's still I want it to come apart. I don't want it when it bakes to fall apart on me. That one over there, that one over there. Close enough. So we're going to go get these in the oven, and I'll bring you back when they come out of the oven, and we'll do a taste test. Okay, we're back. I say there was a flop. I think these were a flop because they didn't rise. Look. They're flat still, same flat. And these are the crunchy ones. Same thing, the one that I handed. And I'm curious, maybe I handled it and kneaded it too long because it said do not over knead. But the biggest thing is, let's see what they taste like. Okay. Hot, hot, hot. Definitely cooked on the inside for sure. See that? Let me do just a little. I'm gonna do a little butter. First, let's just taste the biscuit by itself. It tastes like a crunchy biscuit. Add a little butter. These really got a little bit more golden brown. That's the bottom of it. Now let's do the ones that are supposed to be soft. Those are hot. Those are hot. That's hot. That's hot. So let's put the butter over here. Okay, definitely a lot thicker. Let me show you. Careful, because these are really hot. Okay, so but the biggest thing is, do they taste like a biscuit? Taste-wise, they're good. As far as the biscuit that rises, like the picture in the Cracker Football, so that I'll do a snapshot of that on the video. Doesn't even come close. So I think I over kneaded it. If anybody knows, please let me know. But anyway, I'm putting this on here because this is hot. So this is my take on homemade biscuits from scratch. One crunchy and one soft. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.